but I certainly did not assault an officer. I engaged anyway. So, but I guess I just think here's the thing. Like, I know I will have due process, and I will have a good lawyer, and my rights will be protected. But Edgardo has no due process rights and no lawyer, and is going to sleep tonight in God knows where, in an ICE detention facility. And so is the name of the guy beforehand, Fak? What was his name, do we think? Zed. Zed the same, and you should have seen it. I mean, Courtney was in the room when they told Zed in French, though his native language is Yoruba, that, you know, the dismissal of his case meant he had no status. And I think he asked back in French, what do you mean I have no status? Why? And he's not going to have a lawyer, and he's not going to have due process, and that's why I was here. And you know, I'll certainly defend myself in court if DHS pursues charges. But what this is about is making sure that everybody has an opportunity to have a lawyer, to have their due process, and defend themselves in court.
Hey, 5 fellow mayoral candidates came here within 90 minutes of you being arrested.
I thank all of them.
Called out for your release. What does that say about the tenor of the mayor's race? That here we are, voting has already begun. We're a week from the election, and people are racing down to your side.
Was one of them Andrew Cuomo?
No, I was gonna say that.
Imagine that. Look, I mean, this is a critical time to have a mayor who will stand up to ICE and stand up to Donald Trump and insist on due process and the laws of this city. This is a sanctuary city. I was proud to co-sponsor those laws, and I'm going to show up and defend them. And partly why I'm running for mayor is that New Yorkers deserve better than a mayor like Eric Adams, who sold New Yorkers out in a deal for his own pardon with Donald Trump. And New Yorkers deserve better in a mayor than Andrew Cuomo, who on that debate stage last week, when I asked him, why did you deny those immigrant subway cleaners who risked their lives during COVID the prevailing wage and the health care they deserved, all he could think about was, hey, were they, I mean, I couldn't believe he called them illegal. And you could tell in his head all he was worried about was, would it reflect badly on him? And what New Yorkers are deciding right now is, will we have a mayor who stands up for the traditions of this city, who protects immigrant New Yorkers, and who protects all New Yorkers? I am very grateful to the other mayoral candidates who came out here to call for my release, to stand up for those traditions, and I really hope New Yorkers will elect one of us.
So Brad, I want to ask you,
Courtney, right here.
Brad, there are a lot of people who are going to say that this was a political stunt. I mean, I can recall back to 2013 when Bill de Blasio was arrested outside of Lynch, and that helped propel his mayoral campaign. Do you think that this is going to give you some sort of boost? And what do you think? What would you say to people who think that this is just some sort of political stunt?
So first, I'll just say this is the third week in a row I've showed up, and the reason I started coming, we've got Murad Awadeh from New York Immigration Coalition here. I don't know, a few weeks ago I saw that as they started stripping people of status, as they started dismissing cases, religious leaders and observers who were here had been arrested and denied their right simply to sit and watch. And that was when I said to my team, I think it's important for us to go down there, and I hope other elected officials will as well. And I reached out to some who are not candidates for anything to say, I think we ought to show up in court. And I don't know what they'll have us do. I guess I expected to sit in a courtroom like we did for a minute and just bear witness and watch. But as soon as I got up in the elevator, a lawyer with immigrant heart said, hey, this person has just been stripped of their status. Could you just try to accompany them downstairs? And that was a 25-year-old guy named Camilo, and he had like a 2-year-old named Brian who was scampering around. And they were both like, I mean, Camilo was shaking. And, you know, he got in the elevator with me, and we went downstairs, and we really expected to have him grabbed like Edgardo was. And when we got out of the building, I mean, we were both like shaking, and we got an apple and a yogurt, and they got on the train. And I'll be honest, I felt more useful in those few minutes to doing the job elected officials should be doing right now than I have at any moment since Donald Trump was elected. And so I went back upstairs and did it again, and I said to my team, you put me back here every week as long as we can do this. And like, that's how I understand what the responsibility of being an elected official in New York City is. I did not come today expecting to get arrested. I came today just expecting, hoping to do that again. And I really think I failed today because my goal was to get Edgardo out of the building so he could go back to his family. And that is what I wanted to happen.
Right. You were in Newark, right? You were in Newark.
To be clear, did you touch law enforcement in any way? And if not, why do you think they're making this accusation?
Yeah, I mean, I think on advice of counsel, I'm going to wait and let the case play out. Let me just...
What was different about...
I mean, you could watch the video.
Yeah. Hey, everyone, guys, that was the last
watch the video. I think it's pretty clear.
Some, including DHS, have said that you have sort of tried to orchestrate this for a viral moment. Obviously, it's coming as you're running for mayor. Do you want to address those criticisms?
My goal was to walk Edgardo out of the building. I can't tell you the bit of, like, we got to walk one family out today, and that's this family of 4 that's back at home, and nothing would have made me happier to be able to get in that elevator and let Edgardo go about his business. That was what I came to do, and it is all I wanted.
Let's let Bob. We were in Newark. We were in Newark, and he was there. I want to ask you, in that situation, we saw Bonnie Watson Coleman, 80-year-old member of Congress, a cancer survivor, LaMonica MacGyver, and Robert Menendez Jr. all get around Ross Baraka, who was a mayor sitting in Newark, who was pulled off a public street by masked ICE agents. The civil disobedience they offered was to slow it down. They didn't hurt anyone. Is that part of this issue, is the question of just making inquiry and asking to have law enforcement explain the grounds of what they're doing?
Yes,
That's due process,
yes.
right?
I was simply asking for them to show me the judicial warrant by which they were detaining Edgardo, to give me their badge numbers, and to guarantee the due process that all New Yorkers deserve. Thank you all. Appreciate you.
We are
Thank
heading
you.
to the rally at Foley Square.
Oh, all right.
We are heading to the rally at Foley Square. We have a crowd there, so please head that way. Brad will be speaking at the rally at Foley Square. Yes.
Sorry, do you have a card on you? So
I don't have a card, but I can get. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Text you?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
So I just was trying to get
Olga.
It's not a trick question. I was just trying to find out. Do you guys know if they let him go on the basis that the U.S. attorney is still making his investigation? So it was ICE who told him, DHS who told him you're not charging you?
I don't have that information yet, but I will shortly. So let me get your info. Thank you. Okay, what's her number?
202.
I'm sorry, who said that?
Well, that's his question.
Okay. Thank you. Where's Molly? Thank you.
I'm like, sorry.
Hi, Mike. Thank you. I'm Dora. East Coast Traffic. Nice to meet you.
You work in the office?
Of course, this DOJ. I've seen it.
This is their official statement?
Yeah, they figured out they're going to make a big